Abwci, which is very close to my heart because we are transforming women's lives through women economic empowerment, entrepreneurship. I'm pushing women that you should start new businesses as individuals or groups or cooperatives.
So could you mention what are the challenges that the women in India today face and how these initiatives can help them? Hello and welcome to PBN Bharat, Goa's first and only business channel. I'm your host Mansi Sawan, and today we are delighted to have with us Mr. Parul Soni, a global leader with over 28 years of impactful work in international trade, sustainable development and women empowerment. He is the driving force behind the Think Through Consulting, Abwci, and the Prax Partners. He has transformed industries and empowered a lot of communities across 61 countries. Mr. Soni, it is an honor to have you with us. Thank you for coming on our show.
Thank you, Mansi. Really delighted to come to Goa and to meet you all. And I see that, there's so much vibrancy with Goa and the whole ecosystem that not only I feel delighted, I also feel encouraged to see that, a state like Goa can do so much. And I'm really delighted to be with you on this show.
Thank you so much, sir. So let us begin with the interview. I would like to know that you have had a remarkable journey spanning over 28 years. So could you share us about your career and your passion for such impactful work?
It's all, it just started from a small city, Jaipur, because I studied in Rajasthan in various schools because my father had a transferable job. So which really gave me the whole perspective of different diversity, inclusion, languages and all that, because if you look at a state like Rajasthan, which is now the largest state after Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh got they were divided, there is so much to learn from a state like Rajasthan. All that gave me the whole, you can say, the platform to learn so much. And then from there studied in Delhi, in St. Stephen's, and that gave me a perspective of studying with different students from across India and also from SAARC countries as such. So that was the you can say the background of my journey started, and did my management and law. So I really feel very honored that with that humble city background, I did so well, I can say, from that perspective of working with communities at the grassroots level, because at my initial age, I did a lot of work at the community, at the grassroots level, to see that, how we can do development work, social development work. And from there, my main emphasis was that social development will not happen if we will not work on integration with economy. And that was when I started working on the consulting side, which was started with KPMG. Did a lot of work on consulting to help organization which was struggling on integration with economy and social development. So my focus now globally is how to integrate economy with the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, and how to integrate economy or market-led forces on the whole perspective of development. So that's the journey has been as such. So I'm very proud to say that with this journey, I got the openness to innovate, collaborate, participate at various forums across the world, and very, very proud to say that I have started 4 organizations, starting with Think Through Consulting, then Ideas to Impact Foundation, which is also doing very, very well. Abwci, which is very close to my heart because we are transforming women's lives through women economic empowerment, entrepreneurship. So my passion is to see that more and more women, look at, mainly they become wealth creators, not job seekers. I'm pushing women that you should start new businesses as individuals or groups or cooperatives, but that's the whole thing. And the fourth is basically Prax Partners, where we are doing a lot of investing in not only with women economic empowerment perspectives and women entrepreneurship, but also trying to really look at that perspective as such. So very, very happy, and this journey has been, I feel that, God has been very kind on this perspective. Yeah.
That's fantastic, sir. Listening to all your achievements and all the changes, all the initiatives of yours that you are getting into the world to bring a change. I mean, I'm very inspired. So now that you mentioned about your that you found ABWCI and the Think Big Summit to empower women.
Yeah.
So could you mention what are the challenges that the women in India today face and how these initiatives can help them?
So, what happens is worldwide, if you really look at, women are globally are facing a big challenge. If you look at global, out of 3.95 billion women, which are in population, 134 million only are in business. Means that, there is a very fraction amount of women which are in business as such, which are owning businesses, which I can say, if you look at the definition, it's 51% owned and controlled as such. Out of 134 million, only 94 million are, entrepreneurs which are 2 to 3 years old. Okay. So which really shows that 40 million are only in business more than 4-5 years. Okay. So that is one, that this is a phenomena which is very, very recent, that women are coming out, they are trying to work in a business environment and starting new businesses as such. Because till now, the entire push of the government and different institutions was to see how women can be employed. Okay. Now the push is to see if we have to look at, for example, Viksit Bharat, if you really look at, developed nation status in India by 2047 and all that, we need more women to be wealth creators, And if you look at the job in terms of the labor force participation of women, we will need 153 million more women to be in jobs or in business if we really looking at the Viksit Bharat to that level. Okay. So what are the main problems, as you asked? The problems are access to money, which is access to finance. If, Mansi, you want to start a business, I can give you, you will face that, one is the whole family pressure that why do you want to start a business? Okay. Why do you want to leave a job? Okay. So that's one part of it, which is basically, so your first money will come from friends and family. Okay. The second is the institutionalization of money is not there. If you go to the bank, and the bank will say that who will guarantee, the money which the bank will lend to you. Okay. There is a lot of, schemes of Government of India like the CGTMSC scheme, where the government is guaranteeing that loan, but still banks are not dispersing that loan. So money is a big issue. Okay. And that's a worldwide phenomenon. But there are countries like Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, the whole Nordic, where, this constraint is not there because they are equally, they are treated equal from the banking or the financial perspective. The second is the access to market and in understanding the market. For example, if you start a business, I'm just giving you an example of cashew nuts. Okay, so Goa is famous for cashews and all that. So from that perspective, you will see that, where should you sell? Where is the market? For understanding the market, I'm just giving you complexities of the market. But we are helping, ABWCI, Association of Business Women, is basically helping women to identify the market. So in Goa, we have a president, Asha, she's the managing director of Orchid Groups. She's the state president of Goa. So through her, we are creating a network. We're helping the network to see that your reach is minimized to that level, so that you don't spend too much time to see that how should you network and all that. Third is basically technology. How should you embed the whole business through technology? What kind of techniques you should use? For example, forecasting techniques, looking at the business as such. And these are issues which we are helping women to really achieve. And the fourth is, how should you integrate your business with the government policies? That's why I say the ecosystem development. So these are things which and these challenges are not only in India, the challenges are all across the world. It's in Africa, it's in If you look at some part of Europe, this is also same is happening in the US. But in US and other countries, the perspective is a bit different because the categorization is a bit different, and the thinking is different. So that's what I can say. But through organizations like ABWCI, because we are in 40 countries, we are helping women to achieve the potential which they feel that they should get.
Yes, that's great to know, sir, that you are helping women to achieve through your ABWCI. It's fantastic, sir. So moving on to the next question, how can businesses in emerging markets balance growth with sustainable practices, especially in the areas like ESG and renewable energies?
Yeah. So what is happening? There is a big push globally now on sustainability. Okay, this push started, and if it's started way back in 2003. I can just tell you the whole thinking. When you look at the Paris Declaration and you look at the COP, which is basically the whole different nations, different countries come together and make a decision that how they should reduce the carbon emission and everything. So what is happening is worldwide there is a big push on sustainability. But sustainability is a very complex world. I'll tell you why I'm saying. Because sustainability from a common man, we cannot achieve sustainability till it is really, you can say taught or explained to a common man, how this whole world will understand what are the emission. Okay. So we have to really look at the individual level, we have to look at the household level, and you will also understand that each household is emitting, carbon, by use of electricity, use of, so many resources and all that. But we start blaming the companies, or you can say the corporations or the industries or businesses. But what is happening is the brunt is on them because they are earning profits. Yeah. Okay. So we should not look at that. I think that it has to be more you can say we have to really look at, unwrap the whole perspective, that sustainability, that the whole. But ESG, your environment, social governance is important from the business perspective.
Okay. Yeah. So I think these are some very valuable insights that you have given to us. So what is the, so could you share your experience in cross-border initiatives across 61 countries? Yeah. How do you see the regional collaboration shaping global trade in the global south?
Yeah. That's a very, you can say, a question where countries are grappling. If you look at the amount of trade we have with the Western countries, like for example, India to US or India to Europe or India to Australia, all that, we are not doing much trade between the regional partners. You can say the whole BBINSA, which is earlier, it was basically Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Sri Lanka and Afghanistan as such. I'm not counting Pakistan as such. But in this whole region, the trade has been very, very minuscule. And why I'm saying is that, we have not worked together on harmonization of, for example, HS codes, okay, or harmonization of trade, and understanding that what we can do together, as such from that perspective. And those are things which have really hampered the trade between, regional trade between each other. And these are things that, we are not getting the benefit of regional connectivity. Okay, there is a whole issue of regional connectivity, through roads, through air, through sea, and also through IT, through information technology, because we are providers of IT to Bhutan, to other parts. So from that perspective also there is huge potential on IT connectivity, there's a huge potential on trade. We have to really look at breaking the trade barriers. And I'll give you an example which is very, very different. Indian startups are not working in Nepal, and Nepalese startups are not working in India. Or looking at Bangladesh, because Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka also have very good startups which are new generation startups, but you don't see them. What we see is that what is coming from the US or Europe, some examples, like for example, Amazon is working in these countries, But there is also in Bangladesh, there is a very good startup which is doing delivery like Zomato is Dal Chawal, But the thing is, Zomato is not operating in Nepal or Bangladesh. So these are examples, or these are things which are really hampering not only the trade and creating trade barriers, plus there is a whole issue of taxation. So there are issues of taxation, there is transportation, logistics, and also mindset. So those are things which are hampering the regional trade between these countries with our neighbor as such.
So now that you mentioned about the Indian entrepreneurs, I would like to ask one question on that. That what are some key strategies or the traits that you believe that have enabled the Indian entrepreneurs to succeed globally?
If you look at the Indian startup ecosystem, I can say it's also at a nascent stage. The thing is, we see very few startups doing very well. I'm telling you, because there are startups happening at the tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 level of cities also. But what is happening, our focus is not on them. Our focus is on, for example, I'm not criticizing, but what startups are happening in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, or Delhi and all that. So I think, so I'm not taking a pessimistic view, but there are traits which are basically, we are doing something good, which is basically we're trying to bring that value from a larger perspective. IT enabled services, which are basically trying to see. Look at, examples like Flipkart, we have Swiggy, we have Zomato, we have many others which have really done very well. But we also have Meesho, we have Nykaa and many others. But what is happening is, I feel that there is a huge potential to look at entrepreneurship at the tier 3 and tier 4 level also, at a small level. Somebody can also start a small business to say, I will only look at the local transformation of local issues and all that. So those are things which we have to look. But trades, if you really look at trades, I see that, Indians have a great, we have a huge patience level. I can say that, patience, because we are patient on many other things as such. The second is that we have good networking. We have good brotherhood, or you can say the whole community as such from that. So these are different traits which are, but I should not say that the money is available. Money is difficult in India, and the rules and regulation complexities are there. So those are things which, if we want this ecosystem to really progress to a bigger level, I think we should really look at focusing on reducing the barriers which are there. And I think the Indian ecosystem is really geared to do very, very well in the next few years.
Indeed. Let's see. I hope that, it's going to help all the aspiring entrepreneurs in a big way. So now, last question of this interview.
Yeah.
So, you have founded Abwci. So, what is that one advice that you would like to give to all the aspiring entrepreneurs, young leaders, especially women, to create a meaningful change in the society, or how to just break that barrier and create their own business in this?
So Mansi, the first and the foremost and very important, you can say trait, or one very important aspect, whoever wants to, become, is basically dream big, think big. Why I always say is that, Indians have a huge issue of not thinking big. Okay. So they think, sometimes they think very unrealistic, and something which they feel okay, or they think very locally, not hyper global or hyper, global as such. So the whole issue is the dreaming and the think big. I'm sitting here, I'm learning from you. I'm sitting here thinking about what can I do in Goa which can go global. Okay. What can we do in Goa which can really bring value to the global stage? There is so many people from across the world which are they are coming to Goa for tourism. Okay. They want to spend good time here, good life here, or good, well-being or wellness and all that kind of thing. But can we create a big ecosystem for entrepreneurs or startup ecosystem here, which can really bring more value to startups which are coming here? There's a huge potential. And that's what I'm saying, is that the future lies in, states like Goa, which can really spring that and look at those kind of creating and thinking big. Not only the government think big, the entrepreneurs, the individuals, everybody think that, what should we, and individual responsibility to see that we are proud of this country, we are proud of Goa, and we are proud that, we are, living in a beautiful community. And the last is network. Networking is very, very important, because you learn so much when you network with people, their experiences, their, downfalls and their entire thing. But you have to be honest in networking, because when you are honest in networking, then you basically, communicate, and through communication you learn from each other, the whole through honest behavior. So if somebody is falling, the person tells you, okay, I will fall here, these are the problems I will face, then only you will be really learning on that. So that's networking and thinking big. Two traits, if you really look at, everyone can become successful. And there will be issues, but I'm telling you, in longer run, that will be the biggest attribute of life.
Indeed, sir. Thank you so much for giving such valuable insights, because to me as well, they were, very, very insightful. And it was great having you on our show. It was an honor having you on our show. Thank you so much for coming on our show, sir.
It's pleasure is mine. I look forward working with you and with your channel, and see that, how can we create more awareness, and more through communication, everything can change. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So that was our episode with Mr. Parul Soni. I hope you must have enjoyed the episode and our insightful conversation with Mr. Parul Soni. We are sure you must have gained some valuable tips and also new perspectives from him. We will be getting you more such business people from the business industries to you, and knowing about their insightful and inspiring journey. Until then, keep watching PBN Bharat.